In the last 30 days, I've took 4 people to over $151,000 with their cryptocurrency portfolio and made that on passive income using coins I already had. And today I'm going to give you this all for free, so you can just copy this if you are interested in cryptocurrency. You can use this strategy where you don't have to worry anymore, where you can actually make an income of your cryptocurrency assets you have. Because for me, the biggest problem I had was I didn't want to trade, I didn't want to chase meme coins, I didn't like looking at charts. And the kicker was there, I tried trading, I really wanted to make active income, I guess you could say, with my portfolio, because I understand the value of buying something, selling it later, but the problem with that is you don't get any money in between, so then you would have to go and work that job, which I didn't want to do. So I wanted to find a way, and that's what I'm going to give you here, where you already have cryptocurrency assets, but you can actually monetize and make a fuck ton of money. So that's what I'm going to give you. And by the way, that 151k per month is 5k per day and 35k per week with only 4 people that we've given this to. And again, I'm going to give you this all for free. So sit back, you're going to learn a bunch here. If you want to monetize your assets and you don't want to trade and you don't want to worry about buying and selling a certain coin. So real quick, just for transparency, I'll show you on screen that we're not BSing around. Here is one of our clients called Brock. He's making 4k per week and it's 16k per month, which is pretty crazy. I'll show you this exact pool, by the way, which I know a lot of you guys are going to be wanting interested in this. Got Jesse here. He's consistently doing 1k per day, 30k per month. And it's absolutely crazy what he's been able to do. We've got another guy called Jack. I blurred out his name because he doesn't want to be shown his second name, but his name is Jack. And he pretty much got 5 weeks. He made 6k and he bought a 3-man sauna that he always wanted. And we have our biggest client here, Grant, that's making about £2,000 per day, which I give his take is $3,000. Pretty much, he's almost at 100k per month. He has a bigger portfolio, but I'm going to give you his pool as well to show you if you want to monetize assets you already have. And here is a tester pool that I started as well on a new coin called Black and AVAX that's making me about 1% per day, which is pretty effing crazy. I'm going to touch on this in another video, but there's just some proof because I know a lot of guys will say, oh, show us. There's your proof, but here's a strategy I'm going to give you because you're going to want to know how to do this. So real quick, I think it's very important to talk about a bull market. In my first bull market, I had very good lessons, but also one bad lesson, and that was losing everything after doing so well. In 2020, I bought my first Bitcoin, bought a couple of Ethereum, really scaled it up to about 4 Bitcoin, about 40 Ethereum, a lot of Gala games, a lot of H-bar, etc. And the problem I had was, buying back here, I was getting in at good prices, around about 19k Bitcoin, but I was waiting for 100k Bitcoin, and in between all this, I wasn't making any money. The same story here with Ethereum. I was buying my first Ethereum about $400. Absolutely fantastic. Got a 10x in this, but unfortunately rid it all the way back down. H-bar was another one I'm interested in. Got super early, made some bad decisions, rid it all the way back down. Gala Games, another coin that did super well for me at 10x in like 2 weeks. And again, the same story. Rid it all the way back down. But the main problem I had was I wasn't making any money in between this. So, for guys out there that are still working their job, you don't get to quit that job until you sell the coins, which is an issue, right? Because if you want to hold the coins long term, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, solid other altcoins, you have to sell the coins to realize the money, but then it's like, what do you do with the money? And another problem is you're probably going to be buying Bitcoin at higher prices, Ethereum at higher prices, because these coins aren't going away anytime soon. You can buy them again in the bear market, but again, cash flow, I think, on your assets, and this is what I'm going to teach you today, is like, it's like the golden era that we have if you are interested in cryptocurrency and really escaping your job and really living that lifetime of your dreams. So again, I wrote this 950k all the way back down, and I literally couldn't speak to anybody because they still thought I was doing so well. They're like, oh, he must have sold, he didn't hit the 100k Bitcoin price target, but he sold, he's probably got a lot of money. And I actually lost it all, and I just basically for 1 month out of that, next year, basically didn't speak to anybody, moved into a hotel, didn't even text my girlfriend, didn't text my mom and dad. I just had to really refocus and say, what the fuck just happened? How I went from like $100,000 to 950k to back down to less than $100,000. And that's why I use this strategy for a decent chunk of my portfolio, because now I don't care in the short term if the prices go up, down, or sideways. The whole goal here with a decentralized portfolio is you're making fees. Every single day as I'm making this video, I'm collecting fees. Grant's collecting fees, I'm making this video. We're all making fees. And again, I want to give you this for free. And 3 lessons that I think is super important that you're going to walk away with is lesson number 1 is you can turn idle coins into cash flow. So if you have Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, I'm going to give you all the strategies as well, whatever coins you have. They're great. You're going to sell them maybe in this 2025 bull market, and that's fantastic. But what do you do after that? And number 2, wouldn't you want to get more coins to sell for a better value in 2025? So we're going to show you how to do that, and I think why you should be doing that. Number 2 is find high yields, okay, with low risk strategies. So again, that's a very important thing to do because you don't want to make 5% per year. It's fine, it's cute, but you can go and get that in a UK high interest saving account in the UK, right? Or you can probably do that in USA or wherever country you're in. So I think that is a good strategy to do. You want to find high yield with obviously low risk, ideally no risk, and that's a good thing I'm going to share with you. And number three is you want to know, or you want to get rid of ditching price predictions. A lot of people that I know, my old friends that were interested in 2021 bull run, they also got wrecked on Bitcoin going to 100K, Ethereum going to 10K because it never happened, right? So again, we want to earn regardless of the market, okay? We want to make money if the market goes up, down, sideways. We hold the coins anyways. We'll sell them one day in 25 in this bull run and rebuy back again. But in between that, we want to find a way where you can make this active income or passive income because you're using coins you already have. So why I think this is so revolutionary? Well, again, I'll give you an example of Ethereum. You already hold the coins. Imagine turning them into a machine that spits out more of these coins daily, and that's a flywheel. So here's a perfect example on my little Miro board, my little Jeffrey kind of Miro board, how this really works. So let's say you have one Ethereum, okay? Now this isn't going to be foolproof. You're going to have to, understand the mathematics on how much Ethereum you have, etc. But the whole goal is to get more of the coin you hold. We don't use it as an assets we don't hold. So number one, let's say we have an Ethereum. Let's say we have 10 Ethereum, 0.5 Ethereum. You can replace this coin with whatever coin you want to monetize. Let's say we earn, 1/3 of an Ethereum in our first week, first month, doesn't really matter. The whole goal is we've earned now 1.3 Ethereum. We compound that, and now we've earned 1 2/3 of Ethereum, okay? Guess what? We compound that again, and now we have 2 Ethereum. Now, again, you can sell this for cash. You can do that to pay off your bills, but in my opinion, if we are in this bull run of 2025, the whole goal is to accumulate as many coins as possible to then sell for the dollar value. So again, our strategy is yes, you can sell for cash, but ideally we want to accumulate more coins that we already like, and we just keep spinning this flywheel. Or I'm going to show you another strategy as well that you can do, but this would be strategy number 1. Strategy number 1.5, I guess you could say, which would be to use for cash, pay your bills, whatever you want to do, maybe quit your job, right? Super easy to do, but in my opinion, if you're in a bull market, delay gratification, okay? Get as many coins and then sell for that 2025 bull run that we all believe we're going to be in. So that would be, number 1, why I think it's so revolutionary. Number 2 is obviously crypto. You probably know this. It's one of the best asset classes to make it, okay? Small investor, okay, in this time frame that we are in right now, you're not going to make it in the stock market. You're not going to make it in real estate, okay? So as we know, you've probably seen charts like this from the 2021 bull market, the 2017 bull market, the 2013 bull market, and hopefully what we were in here is the 2025 bull market. So again, we already know that cryptocurrency is one of the best asset classes to get rich. You just need to know, how to play it, what portfolio you're looking at, and how to monetize that portfolio. So that would be reason number 2 there. An example would be a small guy simply can't go and buy a Bitcoin anymore. Let's be honest, he can buy a percentage of one, and that's great. But the biggest gains on top assets, even like Ethereum, Solana now, they're almost getting very diminished. Okay, the returns are diminished. And again, the problem people have is that's where they chase meme coins, that's where they chase trading, etc. Sure, it can work. But with this strategy, I think it's the best way because you get to accumulate assets you like and you don't worry about taking the longer way to make it where you have to bet everything on a meme coin, okay? Because what you can do is you can use Bitcoin, as another example, to stack more. So for example, if you come in here, the second kind of point, let's say you have 0.1 Bitcoin, okay? That's, again, it's a lot of money. It's like almost $11,000 at the current time of recording. It's crazy, right? Back in 2013, you'd have hundreds of Bitcoin, maybe even thousands back in the day of 2010, 2011, whenever Bitcoin launched. Well, guess what? Month 2 or week 2, depends how much you have, you now have 0.105, okay? So you've earned a little bit more, e.g. you have a little bit more Bitcoin. Month 2 or week 2, depends how much you have, you now have 0.11. Okay, now you have $12K. You started at, 11, just under 11K, right? And the flywheel never stops because what you could also do is, let's say you have that 0.1 Bitcoin, okay, 11K, 10.9K, whatever. Well, then you can maybe scale that into doing a H-bar pool or buying H-bar, okay? Well, then your H-bar spits out more H-bar. Guess what? It spits out more H-bar. And then you can flywheel again this back to more H-bar or back to Bitcoin. That's the strategy, man, because it takes away the buying and selling, waiting for price predictions. It takes away the 12 hours per day that you really need to master trading and potentially still lose money. It takes away the stock market. It takes away real estate. You're sure you can do that, but you need millions of dollars to really make it, man. In my opinion, it's a great strategy to use that once you make money in cryptocurrency to bank back to this. But in my opinion, cryptocurrency is not going anywhere. And in my opinion, personal opinion, what I've shown you today and what I'm going to continue to show you on this channel is you can just keep this spinning. Okay, it's a beautiful thing when you understand how to do it. Because again, this flywheel, we only put this on assets we already have and we would have bought anyways, okay? But now we get to put them on steroids, and we keep that flow of a portfolio and our cash always growing, which is the name of the game here, because it's very effing simple. We have our coins we already like, we monetize them to get more, we never have to worry about money again, okay? So here's how those look for you. Here's the sauce that you have been waiting for. Hopefully this is enough to convince you. Again, I'm not meaning to sell you anything here, it's just showing you proof that we do, is how you can do this for yourself. So VFAT is one of the platforms we like to do. There's many, many more, but if I showed you all the videos on platforms right now, it'll be in a future video. We'll be here all day. VFAT is one of the kind of best ways, I think, for shopping, okay? That's where we would go into the grocery store and we're saying, okay, what do we like? What gets us good yield? What can we monetize that we already have? Remember, when we're on VFAT, we do not chase yields, okay? What we do is we use this in coins we already have. So an example I can give you is Black. Now, Black is a riskier coin, but Black is paying very, very good right now. You compare Black with AVAX, for example, and USDC, which is almost making 1% per day. When I showed you the first screenshot of my little portfolio, my little baby test portfolio that I'm doing on Black, it's a great strategy, but the caveat to Black is if you don't already have Black, I already had some Black anyway, so I was like, let me monetize this, and I'm earning a fuck ton of Black. And if Black does well, the dollar value that I'm going to earn for free is going to be way better than the HODL strategy to try and time the exits. Now, if Black does bad, this portfolio or this strategy wouldn't have worked, but it wouldn't have worked anyways because I would have already had the Black. Hopefully that makes sense. Another example is we can show you where Brock making 4K per week, 16K per month, is he's using this on XRP. So again, you can come and type in CB XRP, which is basically the Coinbase's wrapped XRP, right? And you can also compare this with Ethereum, you can compare this with Bitcoin, and you can see here the yields are pretty crazy, 136%, 127%. And all you need to do is understand if you like these assets to wrap them, which is very easy to do. I'm not going to show you how to do it in this video, just YouTube it. There'll be some guy teaching you how to do that, but it's very easy to do. You send it over, if that's your MetaMask, if that's your Rabi wallet, there's many wallets you can use. Again, make sure your wallets are protected. Seed phrases are an absolute must because if somebody has your seed phrase, you're going to lose all your money. But again, that should be something you already know about before you even touch the strategy. Maybe a video I'll do in the future. But the whole point here is, well, now Brock's earning more XRP, more Bitcoin, and more Ethereum, which he already had anyways. Again, strong assets that I think will always do well. But now he doesn't have to worry about timing the perfect tops and bottoms and rebuying again. He will do that, but in between that, he's earning 16K per month. Extra XRP, extra Bitcoin, extra Ethereum, and he doesn't care about the dollar value because if Bitcoin does another 1.5x, Ethereum does a 2x, maybe XRP can do a 4 to 5x in this peak 2025 bull run. Well, it's like that 16K per month is almost worth 100K in future price predictions. That's the power because we're not interested in dollar value. Yes, you can sell this 16K and you can live happily ever after making 16K per month. Fantastic. You can pretty much be whatever you want, especially here in Thailand, do whatever you fucking want. But that's like 100K in future price prediction because he's compounding, he's rolling this over, and he's keeping stacking his portfolio that he already had anyways. Now again, I'll give a quick plug here. If you want one-to-one help in this, there'll be a first link in the description. If you want to see how Brock's doing 4K per week, and you can pretty much see Jesse doing 1K per day, Jack buying a 3-man sauna and pulling 6K in 5 weeks, and obviously our big boy Grant doing £2,000 to £2,500 daily. Again, I want somebody to go and beat this guy. He has a bigger portfolio, I will be honest there, but again, there's many other guys that have, portfolios that could beat him, but he is our biggest, I guess you could say, testimony right now. We've got other guys doing similar results. Again, our whole mission is to get everybody to 10K per month. But again, if you want extra one-to-one help, link in the description, wherever YouTubers link it these days. But hopefully this was enough value to give you kind of starting point where you can go and do this for yourself. You can test and you can really see the value on how to use DeFi pools to yourself. Because again, in the last 90 days, I've scaled this DeFi coaching business that I ran, helping everyday people, business people as well, putting their assets to work instead of letting them sit and idle, doing absolutely nothing, which is fine to do so. But again, cash flow is the king here. And you don't need to be a massive cryptocurrency geek with millions of dollars in portfolio. None of these guys have millions of dollars portfolio. Even Grant, although he's earning so much, he doesn't have $1 million in portfolio. You don't need to chase the 100x coin. All you need is a system and a strategy and a blueprint that you can just copy and paste. And hopefully what I've shown you today is enough to get you started. But again, if you want to do this with us, you can join. Book a free call. It's completely free, absolute free call with me and one of my guys, Ryan. He's one of our sales guys as well that takes some of these calls because obviously I'm busy teaching the group. And pretty much what you get is a 90-day blueprint to get to your first 10K per month from DeFi. That is our goal. Minimum standard is 10K per month. Weekly calls with me. Basically, I'm on your shoulder to tweak your setup and make everything work for you. My personal guarantee that nobody else will give you, by the way, is if you don't make your investment back in 90 days, if you follow the exact steps, that's obviously important because if you do something different, can't guarantee you anything. I'll show you what to change until you make that investment back. So again, there's a link below if you're interested, hopefully this video was enough where you don't mind me giving a little plug there. But again, worst case, you get clarity. Best case, we map out a 10K per month that changes your life forever. So again, this is the first video on this channel. I'm going to do more kind of raw videos like this where you can take strategies where I've took my personal portfolio, other people's results, and hopefully maybe one of yours in the future I can do in a video as well. So link in the description if you want. If not, keep clicking on this channel. I'm going to come out with some more sauce on DeFi and how I'm using this to change the game of cryptocurrency, man, because buying, selling's great, trading's great, but in my opinion, the best way is freedom, where you don't have to look at your laptop all day and worry every single day when the market goes up and the market goes down. Even right today, you know, in the last 1 month on Bitcoin, it's went up, it's went down, but us, like Brock, and all the guys in Bitcoin pools, we don't care. We're just accumulating more Bitcoin to sell for a better 2025. Peace and take care. I'll let you enjoy your day. Goodbye.